I would say that most of the basically intentions, the plans, the programs of the government, they don't work. And usually when it comes to issues like language, manipulating with numbers is very easy. But the reality often is not reflected there. I can say for sure that compared to a few decades ago, the number of people who speak Kazakh at home or in daily life is tremendously growing. That's obvious. But when we had the Soviet census, even 89 census, the last Soviet, which extended over the CIS period, the people who claimed that their native language was Kazakh was incredibly higher than the people who really spoke Kazakh. I would say the number will grow, but I wouldn't claim that what the governmental numbers would be correct. It's quite delicate. It's not in some economic data, or it's not the number of schools which you can claim you could open, which are also not a very easy thing, but it's a language issue. It's talking about in daily life. So usually a generation or two should pass before things change radically. Not only the teaching of Kazakh or education in Kazakh, but in many other fields, education system is poor, is not well developed. Nobody wants to be teachers. People don't perceive education or dealing with education as a very good career, and most people, especially at high school levels, there's people who couldn't find other alternative sources of income, or they have to do it lack of other opportunities, especially in rural areas, is not so impressive. But on the other hand, there are also a growing group of people who do speak Kazakh, who know Kazakh, whose knowledge of Russian or other languages is declining, let's say. So there is a group of people, big number of people for whom Kazakh is the major language. In many cases, almost the first and the only language. It depends what you do, it depends where you live, and it depends on also who you are ethnically as well. For most of the people, obviously knowing any language, a foreign, Russian, Kazakh, any language is an advantage. It opens, it makes somebody's life more comfortable this way or another. But it is possible, and there are many monolingual people. I would say most of them are Russian speakers, because still Kazakhs, even coming from rural areas, they speak a foreign language. If we take people who don't speak Russian, like Oromans, Kazakhs coming from abroad, they also often are bilingual, at least. There's no Chinese or Mongolian, for example. In the former Soviet world, especially in Kazakhstan, I don't think that Russian would disappear. It's obviously not the case. It will remain an important language of communication, important language of international or regional cooperation. So knowledge of Kazakh is important. So basically the issue is that whether a person knows Kazakh or not, that's more an issue. But otherwise, everybody in the parliament, in the government, everybody knows Russian.